All right. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Virtual College Exploration for all North and South Carolina students, sponsored by the Carolinas Association of Collegiate Registrars and Admissions Officers and StriveScan. Thank you for joining us today. Just a few housekeeping announcements before we get started. You can use the Q&A button on your screen to type your questions to our presenters at any time. Your camera and your microphone are off, so the panelists cannot see or hear you. And this is just one of many different sessions happening today, so be sure to check out the full schedule. That website is CACRAO.org. And this presentation is being recorded and will be available within about a week at that same website, which is CACRAO.org. So be sure to check back there for the recording. At this time, I'd like to turn it over to our presenters.
Hi, good morning. My name is Lindsay Janae Raphael. I am one of the senior admissions counselors here at Belmont Abbey College. And then today we have with us one of our Abbey advocates, Isabella, who will be leading you in tour.
Good morning. My name is Isabella Barrett. I'm a sophomore at Belmont Abbey College. I'm majoring in PPE, which is Politics, Philosophy, and Economics from the Honors College. And I'm involved in a lot on campus, including the Abbey admissions program. So I'm going to go ahead and get us started with a tour video, which is the video you would generally be able to see in person if you were on campus with us today. So I'm going to go ahead and turn off my camera, share my screen, and show that to you really quickly. All right, I hope you're able to see that. We're going to go ahead and get started with the tour video. Here we go.
Hey, welcome to Belmont Abbey College.
Welcome to the Abbey.
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 Welcome to the Abbey. Welcome to the Abbey.
Welcome over to Belmont Abbey College. It's so great to have you here. There's so many great things happening. And we have a new residence hall going up. You have this beautiful sports performance center that just was recently completed. We have our science building, new labs, and amazingly, we have a new hospital that's going to be coming in the near future, which will bring all kinds of new health science related programs. And there's so much more. And look forward to seeing you around campus sometime soon.
There's something so special about the community here.
Go from, at least in high school, wanting to get a good grade to being here with good professors, just wanting to know more.
It's like everyone is more centered on learning, I think, and I love that.
Abbey is definitely a family, both in the classroom and outside the classroom.
We have a lot of like sporting events and things like that.
Currently, I'm the Vice President of Campus Activities Board. I'm also involved with the Abbey Players, the theater group here on campus, and of course the Abbey Advocates. Past, I've also been involved with Student Government Crusaders for Life.
I'm in the Honors College, so I'm majoring in great book.
Oh, I love the Honors College. It's one of the reasons why I came to Belmont Abbey.
This place is a great place to grow and develop yourself and just meet new people. It's a great experience. It's helped me just go down the path that I want to go.
The surrounding areas are awesome.
I chose it because I love the location of the campus being right outside Charlotte.
There's a ton of stuff to do in Charlotte, and it's just about a 20-minute car ride.
Compared to other colleges I applied to, along with scholarship, Belmont Abbey was a lot more affordable.
The thing I love most about Belmont is being able to go to downtown with my friends and have a really nice dinner and go to all the shops. And the Whitewater Center is really good to Belmont Abbey, just kind of hang out in the park around town.
The education's great. I get along with all the professors. It's a great learning environment here at the Abbey. It definitely sets you up for future success.
I think every single one of the professors here is almost like, if there's a way to be overqualified to be a professor, it would be here, because all these people here are super caring about the students. You can have a one-on-one interaction, and all of them are super, super intelligent, and it makes the classes like so enjoyable.
I really love the professors and the community. That's why I chose Belmont Abbey College.
I can't imagine becoming the person I am today without the Abbey community.
Definitely come check it out, meet the people, because once you meet the people, you're going to fall in love with them.
Welcome to the Abbey!
I love the culture that's created by the people. The people are the reason like this college is so awesome.
It's definitely really diverse. I really like that about the campus.
I've met a totally different group of people than I ever would in any other college.
Everyone kind of knows everyone gets along. Everyone's super polite. All the faculty know who you are.
All the amazing people that the Abbey brings here, in the way that Christ just kind of orchestrates it all.
It's a great way to make connections that you definitely have for a lifetime.
But I'm pretty sure you will love it because I will pick.
Come to Belmont. We're great. I love it here.
Welcome to the Abbey.
Welcome to the Abbey. Welcome to Belmont Abbey.
Belmont Abbey is our home and it's our mission. St. Benedict in his rule tells us to welcome all guests who present themselves as Christ. So in your visit to our home today, I hope you've had a welcome worthy of the Lord himself.
Perfect. Okay, so welcome to the Abbey, at least virtually. I'm going to begin by taking you on a quick virtual visit. If you have any questions, feel free to use the chat icon or the Q&A icon, I think it is, and I'll try to get to those as soon as I see them. Hang on, so let me put this full screen really quickly. All right. So we're going to start off with just showing you a map of the campus. If you were on campus today for a real visit, you would park right here and you would walk across this bridge to this building right here, which is home to our admissions hub, as we call it on campus. So we're going to start with our seal and on Abbey Lane. Okay. Sorry, it takes a little bit to load. Okay, so this is our Belmont Abbey seal. On the outside, it's written Belmont Abbey College in Latin. 1876 stands for the year in which we were founded. UIOGD stands for the Latin acronym for In All Things God Be Glorified, which is our campus motto. These branches here are laurel branches, which symbolize knowledge, and they point to our main academic building on campus, which is Stowe Hall. So I'll show that to you when we go back out on the map. The 10 stars represent the 10 monks who originally founded the Abbey, and the lion stands for Abbot Leo Hay, Leo meaning lion in Latin, who was the original founder of Belmont Abbey College. So we're a Catholic liberal arts school. We're located about 15 minutes outside of Charlotte, 10 minutes from the airport. We have about 1,500 students, although it's growing quickly, but we are located right next to Charlotte in North Carolina, so we're super close to a big city, even though we are on the smaller side of schools. What you're seeing in front of me is Abbey Lane. This is what we call just Abbey Lane. That's the way we refer to it, and it takes us from Stowe Hall all the way to our science building, which is at the end of the campus. So we're actually going to get to talk a little bit about that, but as we're passing by, what you're seeing on the left here, the building this person just came out of, is our library, which has access to our tutoring center, some desktop computer study spaces, all of that. And biology is our most popular major on campus. We have over 90% acceptance rate into medical school. So our science building is really big on campus. It was recently renovated. They just updated all of the labs, or I think 2 of the labs this summer. They just actually redid the whole building last summer. So yeah, super renovated. We're supposed to have a hospital on campus sometime within the next 4 years, which will open up a lot of opportunities for graduate programs and all of that. So here's Stowe Hall. This is where we just wore the seal. And we're going to check out the science building. So like I said, over 90% acceptance rate into medical school, biology being our most popular major. So this science building is heavily utilized, whether that's taking one of your required science classes or a lot of business classes, economics classes, math classes, all of that are in the science building. So if you're ever a student at the Abbey, you'll definitely have classes in here. So it's just going to walk through and show you a little bit of our science building, some of our labs that we're kind of peeking into them. And then you can see there'll also be some common spaces. There's a large lecture hall as well. Again, feel free to use that Q&A button if you have any additional questions that I can answer. Okay, so as we exit the science building, the first thing we're going to talk about is one of our residence halls. So right here is our Saints Residence Hall, which is an upperclassmen residence hall. So second, third, and fourth year students have the ability to live here, and you choose your room based on seniority and GPA. So this building closest to me is St. Scholastica, and the one further away, St. Benedict. St. Scholastica is all women, St. Benedict is all male, and it's situated like a private, you have a private bedroom. Well, the video will show you a little bit of that layout, but it's a private bedroom and you share a living space or living room area and a bathroom with your roommate. What you're seeing in front of me is the parking lot. Parking is free on campus for all students, and there's not any type of restriction as to what type of car you can have. So that's a really great amenity to have on campus. So yeah, as we go further into the video, it'll just show you the access to the kitchen area, the common space, all that in these buildings. They're our second newest building or residence hall on campus aside from the new dorm, which is supposed to be completed in January of 2021. So as you can see, you have a private bedroom, and then you have an apartment mate or roommate, and you both share a living space and a bathroom. I see there's something in the Q&A, so I'm gonna check that out. For some reason, I cannot open the Q&A. It's showing a 1 that there was a question, but I can't open it for some reason. So I cannot see your question. I apologize. Okay, the next building that we're going to look at is the Wheeler Center. Wheeler Center is home to our athletics. As you saw our president talk about in the welcome video, the Sports Performance Center, which was recently completed, is open to athletes. We also offer a Planet Fitness membership to current students, and Planet Fitness is open 24/7, except this year with COVID, it has limited hours, but it's located half a mile down the road. But what you're seeing right now is our Sports Performance Center, which is utilized by both athletes and non-athletes, but there are reserved hours for sports teams and all of that. We're an NCAA Division II school in the Conference Carolinas. We have a total of 43 teams, I believe, and all matches and games are free for all students to watch. So you'll be able to, as we go into the gym, you'll be able to see that's where, you know, the basketball games are going to be, volleyball games, all of that. And your Abbey experience will actually start in this gym because it starts with orientation here. So I think that's what I would say on the gym. I'm going to try and open this Q&A again.
Isabella, I'll go ahead and take care of the question.
Okay. Sorry, I just can't open it, so I think it detracts from being able to explain. Okay. So the next thing worthy of note is the Adoration Chapel, which is located smack dab in the middle of residence halls. So this Adoration Chapel was built in 2008 by our president, who wanted to incorporate a sense of Christianity literally smack dab in the middle of communal living. And so we offer adoration from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. on weekdays and weekends occasionally, depending on if we have enough volunteers to be there at every hour of the day. And then we also have praise and worship that occurs in here. We have masses, rosary walks begin here, all of that. It's a really beautiful space. As you can see, it kind of overlooks the woods in the back there. But yeah, it was designed to implement a sense of spirituality right in the middle of community. So you can see it's quite literally in between all of the residence halls. So next, we're going to check out the Basilica. The Basilica is basically the home of the monks. It's the church on campus where matriculation, which is your opening ceremony when you become a freshman, when you're a first year student at the Abbey, we have a matriculation mass for you, kind of a welcoming mass, and your graduation will both. So I guess you begin your adventure at the Abbey here and you end it in the Basilica as well. The monks gather in the Basilica 6 times a day to pray. So everyone is invited to any of those prayer sessions that are open to the public. I'm gonna skip through a little bit. Okay, so this rock that you're seeing right here, I think is really interesting to know. It has some interesting symbolism. It was originally a rock upon which they sold slaves, and then it was buried, and nobody quite knows why, but then it was dug back up, and the monks now use it as a baptismal font with the symbolism of ridding of evil into new life. So I always think that that's really fascinating fun fact. So as we go in to the Basilica, you'll be able to see that the you can't really see the ceiling, but it's shaped like an ark to resemble Noah's Ark, because one of the monks was a shipwright who actually was interested in that kind of architecture. And you can see the simplicity of the Basilica. I don't know if you've been in other Catholic churches before, but the simplicity is meant to resemble one of the vows that the monks take of poverty. So they wanted their place of worship to be very simple yet beautiful, in accordance with those vows that they take. You can see the organ and the painted glass windows. We have Mass offered daily on campus, confession offered daily on campus. So there's a lot of opportunities to expand your spirituality if you're seeking it on campus, since we are a Catholic school. But again, none of it is required. Only 50% of our students are Catholic. So no aspects of the faith are required besides 2 theology classes to graduate. Okay, so the last kind of pit stop is Stowe Hall. Stowe Hall is our oldest academic building on campus. The first floor is administrative offices, and the second 2 floors are classrooms. We cap the class size at 25, but generally your average class size will range anywhere from 5 to 17. We have a student to professor ratio of 12 to 1. So your professors really get to know you on a holistic level, which is one of the benefits of a small school, at least in my opinion. But yeah, you can see this is where generally most of the classes take place. It is the oldest academic building on campus, and you'll be able to see the original brick as we go into one of the classrooms. This year with COVID, we still do have in-person classes. A lot of them are hybrid. So we'll have, if it's a Tuesday, Thursday class, one will be divided into 2 sections. One group will be in-person Tuesday and on Zoom Thursday, or vice versa. So we still have the opportunity to take classes in real life, which has been super beneficial, especially since a lot of colleges are closing down. It's been really cool. Okay, so I think that's basically all I have to say on academics. Like I said, biology is our most popular major. But yeah, this is, as we just walk through Stowe Hall, you'll just see it's the main academic building, and it looks, another thing worthy of note is that the monks, the monastery is actually right next to the Basilica, or right behind the Basilica, and the monks are really involved in campus life. So as you can see in this video, one of them is teaching class. Some of the time you'll just see them gardening, or one of them started a movie club on campus. So super actively engaged with the students. So yeah, that basically concludes my formal tour for you today. Like I said, we'll have a hospital built sometime within the next 4 years, and this is what it's supposed to look like. So that'll open up a lot of graduate opportunities and all of that. But besides that, thanks for joining me on my tour today. I'm gonna hand it over to Lindsay so she can kind of take over some additional questions that you might have. But yeah, have a good rest of the day. Thank you.
Thanks, Isabella. And I hope you guys enjoyed our virtual tour, our very brief virtual tour. But I did have a chance to answer some of the questions, but I'll go ahead and answer those questions aloud as well. And so, us being a Catholic school, a question arose, and it said, at students that are coming from public, private, home schools, do students have to be authentically Catholic to attend? And the answer is no. As Isabella was saying, only 50% of our students make up have a Catholic background, whereas the other 50% are non-denominational. With that, there's 2 requirements when it comes to our Catholic faith, and that is students have to take a scripture class and a theology class. Other than that, students do not have to be Catholic to attend Belmont Abbey, as we are a very diverse community when it comes to the people as well as religions. And so I hope that answers your question. And another question was, do you use the building next to Stowe? So that building is not being used as what once was used for as the adult education or music building. One thing that Belmont Abbey has done, we started utilizing Sacred Heart a little bit more than the past. And so we moved a lot of our music classes over there, as well as our CCPS program. They have a lot more classes over there, as well as they use Stowe in the science building during the day. And then, so for right now during COVID, we are limiting access to our Basilica. People are still allowed to come in and go to Mass, but it's not as many as the past. So as far as visits, I don't think that the monastery is offering those anymore. And it's, they do offer Mass, but as far as more guests in the monastery and eating breakfast together, it's not an option. Absolutely. So one of the questions that was just asked was, beside the hospital being built, are there any new projects coming to campus, and are there any new majors? So this year we announced our nursing major, as well as supply chain management. Last year we announced economics, marketing, PPE, as Isabella was saying earlier, which is our philosophy, politics, and economics major, and parish and pastoral ministry. So right now, in the last 2 years, we've added 6 additional majors. The new dorms that Dr. Seyfelder was talking about in our visit video, that is a dorm that is going to be finished hopefully within the next couple of months. And then there's going to be an additional dorm built right next to it. So we're going to have a separation for each dorm. I'm not sure if you noticed, but we have a female and a male dorm for each of our dormitories. And so with this one, we'll have a female and a male of that specific one. These are all great questions. Absolutely. So the question that came in was, could you also talk about the costs and scholarships available to students, like the Honors College, athletics, scholarships, and things like that? So here at Belmont Abbey, we are one of the most affordable private schools in the country, with our tuition coming in at $18,500. In 2013, we did a tuition reset, and since then we have not seen a rise in tuition. And right now, if you come in, whatever the tuition is, we have a tuition free, so it will not change. So you will be paying, if you were to come in next year, even if we were to increase, which we do not see at any in the near future, you would stay at the $18,500. And then we have 4 premier scholarships, which is our Honors College, our Hinnemeyer Catholic Leadership Scholarship, St. Thomas More, as well as in the last year, this is their first semester doing this premier program, is our Bishop Curlin Scholars Program. And so with these 4, we have the Honors College comes in at $8,500. With our Bishop Curlin is $7,500. And then Hinnemeyer is $6,500, as well as St. Thomas More is $5,500. All 4 of these are application-based, and you can find our application at bac.edu/premier. With these, there are requirements based off GPA and test scores, But if students do not meet those requirements and you are really interested in that program, I always recommend apply, because there also is an interview process, and the directors will consider every student when they interview, because they do like to get to know the applicants as well. And then athletic scholarships, since we are an NCAA Division II school, we do offer athletic scholarships. And so students, if you are interested in playing a sport, you can fill out a prospect recruit questionnaire if you have not yet been contacted by your coach, and that is on our Abbey Athletics webpage. And once you fill that out with all your information, that gets sent over to the coach. And then as far as the scholarship goes, that goes through the coach as well. Okay, and then another question is, what is the total cost of the school with tuition and room and board? And then do you have to live on campus? So the cost of the tuition is $18,500 plus an additional $10,390 with room and board. So you're looking about at $28,890 for your first year. That includes the unlimited meal plan and our freshman dorm price. You can always change if you want to do the second meal plan, which is 2 meals a day, 14 meals a week. And then if you live in a different dorm for some reason. And so with that, and then students that do not live within 50 miles of the campus do have to live on campus until the age of 22. And then I wanted to touch a little bit more about our premier programs with our honors college. It's more of an intra program, so you have classes that you will take. Each of our premier programs are all programs. It's not just a scholarship that you receive, so you do have to participate. And then Bishop Curlin are for students that are more interested in helping the sick and dying or the needy. If you have an interest in biology, psychology, those two is what we recommend students have an interest in. But if you have an interest elsewhere, that is totally fine. You can still apply. And then Hinnemeyer Catholic Leadership, that is another one of our programs that's taking place through our campus ministry. And Isabella was speaking briefly about that earlier. And we also have St. Thomas More. And then another question that just came in, could you tell me a little bit about downtown Belmont? Are they doing any new projects as well? So I went to Belmont Abbey from the years 2014 to 2018, and since I've been here, it has changed drastically. I would say that it has become a little bit more of a downtown spot rather than just a few shops. They cleaned up the park, they added a couple of new restaurants, and students are able, it's walking distance. I don't recommend the walk, but because there's no sidewalks, but it's not too far. And students go down there to eat. There is a little coffee shop students go to study. So it really just depends. As far as I know, there's not new projects coming, but they definitely it has changed within the last 6 years tremendously. And then another question that has, my best place to eat down there. Okay, it really just depends on your interest. I still have friends in the area that come back sometimes once a month, and we'll go to Sammy's. So I'm a little bit biased. But there's also this place called Cherubs if you like more of the healthy sandwiches, wraps, things like that. I also love that place because they have they feature a little bit of Tony's ice cream, which is one of the popular ice cream spots in Gastonia, which is just down the road. So they have about 10 of their ice cream flavors. And so whenever I go to eat there, I always get their mint chocolate chip ice cream, which is delicious. And then another question that came in is, what are the freshman dorms like? So similar to the Saints that we showed, the freshman dorms The difference would be you have a roommate, but you guys are living in the same room. It's very spacious, I would say. We do have pictures on our website, as well as our Abbey admission Instagram on our little story highlight reel. And you have 2 beds, 2 desks, 2 dressers that come with the room, 2 closets that are built in as well. And you can decorate your room however you like. If you are you like to watch TV, you can bring a TV. Belmont Abbey does offer cable service. So you are able just to plug it in with a TV cable, and then you'll have television to watch whenever. And then you have free Wi-Fi, and then there's an AC unit in there as well. It is suite style, so you have 2 people per room, 8 people per suite, and you share a bathroom. Okay. And so another question is, do you guys still use the Haid, and is there a coffee shop still there? So the coffee shop, Holy Grounds, is still on campus. We have Diner 1876, which is right next to it. Those 2, you can use your flex dollars as part of your meal plan. You can buy coffee, smoothies, snacks. My favorite thing from our Holy Grounds coffee shop that I still get to this day is our blueberry muffins. And then you have more of the fried foods at Diner 1876. And it's also a great study spot for students because it is open 24/7. There is a TV located in there as well. So one thing that I like to share is 2 years ago when our men's lacrosse team made it to the NCAA tournament after their season. They actually did their watch party to see if they made it, and they all packed inside of our Holy Grounds and watched it on the TV in there. And then there's a piano, a pool table, so it's a nice little hangout spot for students in between classes as well as for weekends. And then yes, we still do use the Haid. We do have classes in there as well as our theater performances. We have about 5 to 6 plays a year. Students can go to plays for free. I always recommend to get your tickets in advance. You can go to our website and just put your student ID code and order your tickets, and you can pick it up when you go to the show. We also use our Haid Ballroom as well, but it's more for campus events. You'll see that. And then we also have ballroom dance is one of our elective classes, as well as just regular dance. And so they'll do that in our Haid Ballroom. Okay. Could you let me know if there are any cool events that happen at the Abbey every year or in downtown Belmont area? So each year we have student activities on campus, and our events do change every year. One thing that we do every year is Abbey Fest. That takes place on campus in our quad area, and that's in between our freshman dorms. And they have big inflatables, food, and it usually takes place in November, and students will come and participate. They'll play games, win prizes, things like that. And then they also have every weekend there's something going on, whether it's been something that's repeated or something new. We have a campus activities board, so a lot of these events are student ran, which I find pretty awesome because it's not only the board, but they'll get the influence from their peers, people that aren't on the board, and that's why students love to participate, because it's their ideas coming to life. And then downtown Belmont area, there's always stuff going on down there. When COVID is not around, there used to be a thing called Live Music Fridays, I believe, in downtown Belmont. And just different activities for students to go to. This, I'm not sure, I know you mentioned about being here at Belmont Abbey in the past, but Nellie's Kitchen, that is owned by the Jonas Brothers, and so they'll have live bands go and perform on their rooftop, And so students will go down there, or the public really, and listen to the live plans on Fridays. And if you don't want to go to downtown Belmont, we are very close to Gastonia, which they have a lot of different activities. You can go roller skating, bowling, you can go to the movies, and we also have a mall down the road. And if you do not want to go to Gastonia, we are very close to Charlotte, about 20 minutes to uptown. Okay. And then so as an alumnus of the Abbey, what is one word you would use to describe it to others? The first word that came to mind is home. I'm originally from California, so I am an out-of-state student. And one of the questions that was asked earlier is the general makeup, and 49% of our students are from out of state. And I use the word home because it just feels very safe. As far as you have somewhere to go, you have people that care about you. The community here is awesome. Even if you are one that does not like to be involved, you still will have a great background behind you with students that generally care about you, friends that generally care about you. You have professors that will check in on you if they can tell if you're feeling off that day. And us having an average class size of 14, you really get to know your professors and your classmates. And our student-teacher ratio is 16:1. So that's one of, I could probably list an entire dictionary with everything. But that's one word I would use to describe Belmont Abbey. And they asked, how did you find out about the Abbey being from West Coast? So actually, I played softball in college here, but looking at schools, I was looking predominantly at the West Coast, but we actually had an admissions counselor from Belmont Abbey come to my high school, and I ended up talking to her for 2 hours at the college fair. And 2 weeks later, I got a call from the softball coach, and then from there, it just took off. I was able to come and play all 4 years, and that's how I found out about the Abbey. Surprisingly, we do have a lot of students from California. Yeah, so earlier, a question that I answered privately, someone asked, do students, how many students live on campus? And that's about 70% of our students. Since we are growing in size, and so since we are able to build more dorms on campus, that number might rise. But right now we are sitting at about 70% of our students, and 30% of our students do commute. Our general makeup, we have 55% of our students are male and 45% of our students are female. Right now, this year we did bring in one of the largest class sizes. And so we are sitting at, with traditional students, about 1,254 students on campus that attend Belmont Abbey. Just briefly, I would like to go over the application process. With the application, we have, you just have to submit our free application, which is found on our website at bac.edu/apply. And we also have, and we just need your transcript. Right now we are accepting unofficial transcripts as well as official transcripts. Between those two, those are the only things we need to make an admissions decision. Students that have already have the letters of recommendation, personal essays, test scores, feel free to send those in to our admissions email. We will include those in your file, and we love to read everything that students write. It's just not required for our admissions process. Belmont Abbey is a test optional school, and so we do not need your test scores, but we always recommend that students send in their test scores to receive a better merit scholarship. Okay. So one of the questions is how much do you see the Abbey trying to grow? So right now, it has grown tremendously since I've been a student. I believe we are just over 1,000, near closer to 1,000 my freshman year, and we've already seen the 200 student growth there. Since I've been a student, I think we've added at least, in the past 2 years, we've added 6 majors. We have a ton of minors, and we recently added cybersecurity to our minors list. So each year I've seen several majors added. So right now we are trying to offer a little bit more to our students, and since we've had in the past. So right now I do see it growing tremendously, and it's still heading in this way. And I'm really hopeful for the future because I don't really see it going the opposite direction. And then, do we offer graduate school, or are you just providing liberal arts foundation degrees? So right now, we are a undergrad school. Recently, our president did send out a announcement that we are looking for towards going that direction, but right now we only offer undergrad. And even us being a liberal arts school, we do have a lot of our majors that have a distinct focus. And so one of our popular majors is motorsport management as well. Us being so close to Charlotte, a lot of our students do internships at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Thank you. Thank you for joining us this year or today. If you ever have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. My name is Lindsay Janae Raphael again, and you can find all my information on the website. And I would love to talk to you guys further.
Great. Thanks, Lindsay. And thanks to all of our attendees for joining us today. Just to give housekeeping announcements before we close out of the meeting. When you close out of the window, there will be a link to a very quick 4-question survey. We would appreciate any feedback you can provide about the events that you're attending. And again, this is one of many sessions that's being hosted by CACRAO and ScribeScan. So you can sign up for additional sessions at CACRAO.org. And in about a week, you'll be able to find this session's recording as well as all other session recordings at CACRAO.org. Thank you all again for attending today. I hope you have a wonderful day.